If I were you, I would say yes. Speak, Lord. Speak, Lord. Speak to me. Okay, that's from the original. It's almost 11 o'clock. I just got home from Christmas celebrations. And I wanted to talk very briefly this time about a movie we saw tonight, The Color Purple. That was an experience. Should you watch it? Yes. Yes. Is it worth it? Yes. Yes. Hi, my name is Mai, and I'm just a random person on the internet with a YouTube channel and a big mouth. I am the type of person that's going and going from the moment I wake up to the moment I hit the bed, and I usually have about an hour or so to unwind from the day at the end. But I'm on holiday break, so I have time. So I've been doing a little this, a little that, a little the other. And one of the things I did today was go see The Color Purple. As much as I want to do this whole thing about talking about and gushing about, let's be honest, about this movie, I just want to give you fresh, true, honest reaction after seeing it. I'm gonna try to keep this short and sweet because it's still Christmas and I got I got stuff to do. I just got stuff to do. This movie was spectacular. It was so good. The one thing I have against it, I'll tell you that right now, is at the end, it did seem like after this big number, I don't want to tell you too much. I really think you should watch it. I really do. I recommend highly. After this big number toward the end, it did kind of feel like, okay, let's wrap it up. You know, you ain't got to go home, but you can't stay here. It did feel like it went a little fast at the end. I mean, but other than that, it was amazing. It was amazing. And, you know, it was so, for me, I grew up watching The Color Purple. I can't tell you how old I was when I first saw it. You don't recognize what The Color Purple was when you're young. You just know it's this thing that all the adults talk about how amazing it is. And you're like, oh, I know Whoopi Goldberg. You know, the original Color Purple was a book by Alice Walker, I believe. Yes, The Color Purple was originally a book by Alice Walker back in 1982. It got made by Spielberg, if I believe, Steven Spielberg, in 1985, starring Whoopi Goldberg, Danny Glover, I believe, was in it, Ray Don Chong, Oprah Winfrey, you know, all these stars were in it. I mean, it was an important movie, it was an important story, it was all this. Now, when I first heard it was made into a Broadway adaptation, it became a Broadway production from 2005 to 2008. And then a revival started running between 2015 to 2017 and it won 20 awards. When I first heard they were making the Broadway music, I was like, okay, that makes sense. I'm not interested. And then when I heard they were making a new movie, I was just like, why? You know? And then I saw the trailer months ago. I saw the trailer and I was like, oh, it's based on the musical. Okay, I want to watch it. It looks like a retelling of the story, not like they revamped it or rebooted it or are redoing it or anything like that. It's just a retelling of the story with more music and stuff like that. I was just like, okay, I'm down. I knew I wanted to see this movie. And I saw it on Christmas and it was splendiferous. Is that a word? Splendiferous. I have never seen the Broadway play. I was not aware of any of the music from the Broadway play. The only songs that was familiar to me was God is trying to tell you something, and, you know, Sister. Like, I only know those two songs from the original movie. All the other songs were new to me from this, and it was amazing. It was amazing. Let me tell you, one of my favorite, Fantasia. Okay, I don't think I've seen her act in anything. She was hands down doing her. She was doing her thing. Everyone was good. Fantasia at Sealy. Shoot. Okay, Danielle Brooks as Sophie. I had no idea. Like, I know her from Orange is the New Black. She was so good. She was actually the one that made me cry first in the whole movie. I have Corey Hawkins as Harpo. He was so good. His dancing, his singing, his acting. Now I gotta talk about something that tickled me to death. It was still the beginning of the movie, and when I saw David Alan Grier on stage as a preacher, I clapped. David Alan Grier in Living Color, so many other things, and he can always sing. For him to be the preacher in this, it tickled me so much because I was also thinking how he was the preacher in an episode of Martin. I got a feeling everything's gonna be all right. Ho, 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 I got a feeling. I was so tickled to see him in this. Look how geeked out I am. Like, I don't even know what to tell you. I really don't want to compare and contrast, but it does feel like they did a really good job of getting that same energy from the 1985 movie to the 2023 movie. Just a little different from start to finish. It was a really great movie. It was just such a great version of an already great movie. There was just a lot more that I felt of the redemption aspect of how people are and how lives can be. Like, everything, I know life is hard and troubled and stuff like that, but if we can just get on the other side of it, and that no matter what you're told to be and who you think you are and what you're worth, that there is still power and strength and beauty in you. In the musical version, it just kind of brought it out a little bit more. There's things about toxic relationships, and there's some things that can be mended and some things you got to end. Everyone's an individual and everyone's got their own story and journey, and this really is a great showcase of all those different journeys and all those different stories, and how there's redemption, grace, beginnings and endings, and all that stuff. It's so great. It really is. It's wonderful. I recommend seeing it in the movie theater just to get the whole screen and the surround sound and the music and just that bass. If you can't make it to the theater, as soon as able to purchase it, rent it, all that stuff. It was an experience, and I know I'm going to watch it again. I know I'm going to eventually own it. I know I'm going to watch it again and again until those songs are embedded in my soul. Applause to everyone involved. I haven't seen a stellar, empowering movie like this in a bit. So Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year. I will see you soon in another video. But until then, go see this movie.